Hello, welcome Barcelona, welcome to MWC 24. This is me, Shabazz. I'm the head of products at Satellite, and with me is Clint from AWS. Welcome, Clint, to Mobile World Congress, and welcome to Barcelona.
Thank you, Shabazz. I'm very happy to be here. My first time at World Mobile Congress, first time,
Ah, nice.
but I'm
nice.
enjoying it very much.
Yeah, you will like it. You will
Yeah,
like it a lot.
very much.
This is very big, and all of the ecosystem is the best place to connect with the ecosystem. I would
Agreed.
say.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for joining in for this podcast. And the topic of our discussion is NTN.
NTN.
NTN is a really hot topic since last Mobile World Congress,
Yeah.
and now we are looking much more happening on the NTN side. How do you see the role of hyperscalers in this domain, and what time frames do you think that it will take to make all this happen?
Yeah. Well, so great question, and it kind of ties to the reason I'm here. In fact, right? I run the global space business, aerospace and satellite at Amazon Web Services, and what we're seeing now is we're seeing a real integration between space and satellite and telco and 5G and IoT. Right. So in terms of the timeline is now. The integration is happening. Satellite is a key part of that integration between space and IoT. So seeing some really exciting things. I will share a couple of things. IoT is growing rapidly, and we believe that IoT will continue to grow even more rapidly moving into the future. NTM is really exciting because what we're seeing is, of course, here on Earth terrestrially, we've always been looking for a higher ground for our cell towers, right? We're always looking to try to put the cell towers on a higher perch. Space provides the ultimate high ground. So we actually can see the globe and provide coverage from space that you can't provide from terrestrial. And so those are a couple of capabilities. One of the things we're really excited about, and I know you're taking advantage of and leading in many ways, is the standardization that comes between IoT, 5G, right? Just the IoT, 5G standardization is really driving us forward, and be able to couple that standardization with NTN is really opening up opportunities for mobile network operators and satellite communications capabilities alike. And so as we think about security for IoT, there's a couple of things we have to do. We have to provide preventive measures, right? Things like access control, authentication, encryption.
Correct.
We have to be able to do active monitoring. And in the AWS cloud, we have a number of tools that allow you to monitor your workloads in real time, and it'll bring up flags when there's a best practice that you're not using that potentially you should be using. So that's of critical importance too. But we're just seeing that real connectivity. And so the exciting piece is, especially with what you're doing, the exciting piece is for the first time ever, you're able to connect terrestrial networks on the ground to space networks in space with that seamless interface
Correct.
between 5G and
Yes.
IoT. And that's
Yes.
just really exciting.
Yes, true. You rightly said standardization is the key. Standardization is making
Standardization is the key.
everything very seamless from
Yeah.
the end customer perspective, and also for the ecosystem. And you rightly said.
Yeah.
One more question about, if you see the IoT, it's all about data.
Yep.
It's all about data. We are getting lots of data in different forms. And when you are playing with the data, there is a big concern of security associated with it.
Yeah.
Data privacy is a key topic.
Yeah.
It's now it's starting, but once once we will have billions of devices connected across the globe, lots of data, lots of issues of data privacy, security.
Yep.
So, what are your reflection and thoughts on handling this kind of risks and challenges when it comes to NTN? We are generating more data. How do you see this happen?
Security is absolutely critical. You know that. I know that. We work that every day.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm really proud of, and a key capability at AWS, we build security into everything we do from the beginning. It's a platform capability that we build upon. We talk about security being priority zero. So the first thing we do, we build security into the basic cloud.
Mhm.
We build security into our IoT capabilities. We build security into our 5G stack.
Right.
So it's built in from the beginning to allow you that platform.
Mhm.
The piece that's really interesting is NTN is new. I mean, relatively new. It's emerging.
Correct.
And so when you couple that security that's on the cloud with the standardization that we talked about, even as NTN is new and we know that the protocols will evolve or the use cases will evolve, because you've got the basic security built into the cloud and because you've got the standardization, it will always be there as the NTN continues to grow and evolve. And so that's a critical capability as well. On data sovereignty, data privacy, you probably know, you may have heard that AWS recently announced that we're building a European sovereign cloud here in Europe.
Yeah, nice.
And the reason we're doing that is because not only is data sovereignty, data security critical to us, but as we're seeing data regulations emerge across Europe, we recognize the need to have a sovereign cloud capability here in Europe. Yeah. And so the European sovereign cloud will start in Germany with the first build out of a European sovereign cloud in Germany, but it'll be available for companies and countries all over Europe to use that. But the idea behind the sovereign cloud is it's physically isolated and separated from what you might think of the rest of the AWS cloud. It's it's designed separately and it operates independently. And the whole European sovereign cloud will be operated by European citizens with infrastructure within Europe. And so that's one of the ways that we're bringing additional cloud security here to Europe and everything that means there. But at the end of the day, it's that security, or excuse me, it's that standardization that allows you to bring it all together. Because as you know, with the security built in on 5G and IoT, security built in on our space capabilities, it allows you for the first time to be able to operate the entire 5G network from cloud all the way to edge and the entire continuum in between. It allows you to operate on a single integrated platform. Yeah. And that's never been done before. Correct. And so that's really exciting as well.
Really nice. And I think I would second this. And also, these measures on security and like you're setting up in Europe will help on the regulatory side as well.
Absolutely.
It will ease out the policy making and handling at the regulatory side. It will certainly give them the comfort level, enough comfort level to support IoT.
Absolutely. And I mentioned active monitoring. That I want to circle back on that for a minute too, because not only do you have to have security built in, but you need to actively monitor what's happening there. So we built a number of capabilities in the AWS cloud that allow a customer like Satelliot to be able to look in real time and identify where you've got best practices. In fact, the cloud will actually raise an audit and tell you there's a best practice you're not using on ways that you could better actively monitor the data and security and that sort of thing. So that's really powerful too.
Perfect. Yeah. I believe you have some questions for me as well.
I do. So as we think about Satelliot as an NTN provider, and you're really changing the game, and I know you recently launched a satellite called Groundbreaker, and you're breaking new ground in the ability to connect seamlessly from telecommunications terrestrial into space-based satellite communications. That is a groundbreaking capability. But as you think about as an NTM and you look at AWS Cloud, you look at hyperscalers, I'm curious, where do you see the biggest value in hyperscaling and in cloud capabilities specifically for the NTN mission and what you're building at Satelliot?
So when we were building this network, the idea was to be fully standardized. In order to be fully standardized, we need such ecosystem partners who can help us to make all this happen.
Sure.
Choice of AWS is very natural for us, I would say. In terms of when we say as an NTN satellite operator, what do we need? We need reliability. We need scalability for the IoT devices. We need robustness. And from a network perspective, these are the core vital parameters, I would say, that are much needed in order to serve our customers who are MNOs, MVNOs, and who are serving their end customers, who is the end IoT solution providers. So we need a partner on the cloud side. We are building our standard fully carrier grade virtualized core on AWS. It's already we have shared, but we need such partners like AWS who can help us in developing a scalable, robust network. Reliability is the key. That's what we need for. And then the major factor is the cost effectiveness. Why standardization is important. I'm circling back to the standardization part. The standardization is helping to offer the cost-effective solution for the end customer. And hyperscalers are playing a vital role, like AWS, a vital role in this whole value chain.
Yeah, that the scalability and reliability are really important. And of course, with the cloud, the
Yeah.
partnership we have is as you scale from the
Yeah.
number of satellites you have on orbit today
Yeah.
to the number of satellites that
Correct.
you want over the next 3-5 years,
Yeah.
you can scale that
Yeah.
all within the
Yes.
existing
Yes.
AWS infrastructure.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's really
Yes,
interesting.
that's very cool.
So my follow-on question would be, as you look at hyperscaling, as you look at AWS cloud, where do you think the biggest capabilities will come, or what are the most important capabilities to allow us to expand together the overall usage of IoT in the industry in the
Yeah.
coming years?
Yeah, very good question, I would say. And again, it's linked to my previous question, which I asked you, and you answered really well. We're starting with the data security.
Yeah.
We need capabilities on the cloud side to support us for the data security part. Data security, data privacy are very core elements which we look towards that.
Yeah.
And then it comes to the innovation. Be future ready.
Yeah.
The technology is evolving very fast. You have
Yeah.
seen over time,
And it will. That'll
and it will,
continue
it
to
will,
happen. It's
it
not
will.
going to slow down.
Of course, true. And that's what we need, partners like on hyperscaler side, like AWS, who keeps on innovating with us, keeps on innovating with the standardization approach, innovating with the release of new 3GPP release. So we need those capabilities to be adopted on whatever the domain is applicable.
Yeah.
So on the innovation side, we need that. And then once there is a lot of data, is the data generated through NTN, we are acting as a catalyst towards this domain. And then will be lots of data. So implementing the AI, the machine learning,
Yes.
those capabilities on the
Yes.
cloud will act as a value addition for the end
Yes.
customer.
Yes.
And we can generate data for you,
Yeah.
and you can run those AI, machine learning, those capabilities to deliver the highest value for the end customer. I think that's the most powerful mechanism that we can see together.
Yeah, the innovation piece, as you touched on, Sateliot is an innovative company. I mean, again,
Thanks a
you're
lot.
essentially seamlessly extending the roaming experience,
Yes.
right? Seamless roaming extension into space, and so you're creating innovation along the lines there. On the innovation side, one of the things I think that helps you, I'll let you say, but as we build out the AWS IoT, we are continuing to innovate our own IoT platform capabilities
Yeah.
that you can leverage then
For
as
sure.
you build the new capabilities. You also mentioned cost-effective infrastructures, and you mentioned the cloud, which I appreciate. The cloud helps you do that. But what I found really interesting was your cost-effective approach to IoT devices.
Yes.
Because most the experience in my previous career is several hundreds to thousands of dollars for a modem or a terminal or an IoT device, and you're leveraging, because of your innovative technology, you're leveraging IoT devices in the, am I going to say this right,
Yeah.
$5 to $10 range?
Yes. That's the power of standardization.
Yeah.
That's the standardization.
Yeah.
Like these are the standard chipset modules which will be available from
Yeah.
standard
Yeah.
manufacturers. But why it's happening is because of the standardization.
Yeah.
That is bringing the cost
And
down.
that's going to allow the
That's
industry to scale.
Correct.
When we talk about continued growth of IoT and 5G,
Correct.
space and terrestrial, bringing the cost point down
Yes.
by leveraging unique
Yes.
technology and capability like that,
Yes.
that's what's really going to allow the
Yes.
industry to grow.
And when you see from an end customer perspective, it's seamless.
Yeah.
The device is standard, the integration with the MNO, they will continue to use the same MNO, same MVNOs,
Yeah.
and they create the seamless experience for the customer.
That's what
Seamless
customers
experience,
want.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what customers
Correct.
want.
Correct.
Well, Shabazz, I really appreciate the
Thanks a lot.
opportunity to visit with you today.
Thanks
I'm
a lot.
excited by your technology and your
Yeah.
capabilities. I love
Likewise.
hearing you be excited about the AWS
Likewise.
capabilities.
Likewise.
And I think together we can really do some
Yeah.
innovative and exciting things.
Likewise.
So thank
Pleasure
you
meeting
for having
Thank
me
you.
here
Thank you
today.
very much.